Elite talent on the field often breeds a dangerous overconfidence in the boardroom. For many retired NFL icons, the transition from professional athlete to entrepreneur has become a direct road to financial ruin. This deep dive examines the devastating consequences of swinging for the fences in sectors where stars lack expertise, from catastrophic real estate gambles and failed automotive ventures to complex legal battles that drain liquid assets. We uncover the harsh truth about the vulnerability of legends who assume that their on-field greatness will automatically translate into off-field business success, only to find their hard-earned wealth systematically dismantled. These are the gridiron legends, whose ambition to conquer the boardroom led them to lose everything they fought so hard to earn. Deuce McAllister. Deuce McAllister was the heart and soul of the New Orleans Saints, earning over $50 million as a star running back. Seeking to build a lasting post-football legacy, he pivoted into the high-overhead world of automotive retail with Deuce McAllister Nissan. The timing was catastrophic. When the 2008 economic downturn struck, his dealership became a bottomless pit for his cash. The legal fallout was relentless, featuring aggressive lawsuits from Nissan Finance, which claimed he defaulted on a deal and exceeded his credit line by millions. McAllister was forced to file for bankruptcy protection to safeguard his inventory while struggling to manage the dealership's mounting liabilities. He was blindsided by the complexities of floor plan financing, a common pitfall in the auto industry where dealers borrow money to purchase their own inventory. His story highlights a dangerous assumption that on-field celebrity translates into business acumen. It serves as a reminder that capital-intensive ventures require a level of market expertise that fame simply cannot provide, especially when the broader economy begins to contract. This serves as a cautionary warning for any athlete who confuses personal popularity with operational ability in a volatile retail sector. Jamal Lewis. A Super Bowl champion and dominant force for the Baltimore Ravens, Jamal Lewis's career earnings should have secured his family for generations. Instead, he became one of the most prominent faces of the post-2008 housing crisis collapse. Lewis invested heavily in large-scale real estate development projects that seemed like surefire successes during the boom years. However, when the market cratered, his over-leveraged bets became radioactive liabilities. He was hit with massive debts and forced to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, revealing nearly $11 million in financial obligations against dwindling liquid assets. Among his listed assets were multiple homes and a water park in Ohio. But his liquidity vanished as property values plummeted and construction loans came due. He was later even caught in a legal struggle regarding child support, further highlighting how a lack of liquid capital can turn a wealthy man into a target for creditors and legal systems alike. His collapse wasn't born of lavish parties or keeping up with the Joneses, but of a calculated yet ultimately fatal bet on an industry he didn't fully control. This total erosion of his net worth underscores how quickly an athlete's financial independence can dissolve when they are overly exposed to the systemic risks of the real estate market. Plaxico Burress. Plaxico Burress was a premier wide receiver whose career was derailed by a single, catastrophic moment of poor judgment. While his financial troubles did not stem from a failed startup, his story illustrates how quickly legal issues can vaporize a massive net worth, following a high-profile firearm incident that led to incarceration. Burress faced the immediate loss of his career-high contracts, the voiding of lucrative endorsements, and the crushing weight of legal fees. Even after his playing days, he struggled with unpaid tax obligations, eventually pleading guilty to tax evasion and facing years of probation. The state of New Jersey pursued him aggressively for tens of thousands of dollars in back taxes, creating a public spectacle that tarnished his reputation further. He found himself in a cycle where every attempt to return to the league was complicated by his legal baggage and a shrinking window of earning potential. His journey serves as a dark reminder that for NFL stars, one wrong night can negate years of professional sacrifice, transforming a multi-millionaire into a cautionary tale of lost opportunity and legal entanglement that drains wealth through fines, restitution, and lost income. Ultimately, his case proves that the most expensive cost of a professional career is often the legal and social fallout that follows when an athlete fails to manage their conduct away from the stadium. Ragib Rocket Ismail. Rocket Ismail was one of the most electric talents in league history, famously signing a record-breaking contract that captured national headlines. Yet, despite being one of the highest-paid players of his generation, Ismail faced a quiet but profound financial struggle post-retirement. His downfall was rooted in a failure to navigate complex contractual payouts and personal investment management. He relied on a circle of stewards to manage his estate, only to find that his wealth was being whittled away by taxes, bad partnerships, and improper planning. He often struggled to maintain the lifestyle his early fame demanded, leading to a slow erosion of his liquid assets as he attempted to pivot into various media and business ventures that never quite gained the traction of his on-field success. The sheer scale of his early earnings likely masked the inefficiencies in his portfolio for years, allowing bad habits to compound before he realized the gravity of his situation. His case underscores a critical reality: even a generational wealth contract is not self-sustaining. Without a disciplined, verified strategy, that capital is merely fuel for a fire if you don't personally oversee the mechanics of your own empire. This serves as a vital lesson for all high earners that wealth preservation requires the same level of granular attention as the professional sports that initially generated the income. Jeff Saturday. Jeff Saturday was a pillar of consistency for the Indianapolis Colts, but his story serves as a nuanced look at the reality of post-NFL business survival. Unlike others who lost it all, Saturday's early retirement phase was a stark lesson in the difficulty of navigating the private sector. He openly discussed the storms he faced when business goals didn't align with reality after leaving the locker room. While he eventually found success in media and coaching, his early post-retirement phase was a stark lesson in humility. He had to learn that the leadership skills used to manage a locker room do not always translate to managing a P&L statement or navigating corporate bureaucracy. He often spoke about the physical toll of his career, comparing each week to an automobile accident, which compounded the difficulty of finding a second career that didn't demand the same high-impact physical presence. His transition required re-educating himself, as he had to move from a world where his value was defined by his ability to snap a ball, to a world where he had to sell his expertise in a competitive media market. His journey is a rare success story that only happened because he was willing to treat his failures as singular events rather than definitions of his character, proving that adaptation is the most important skill after the game. For Saturday, the ability to accept that he had to start over at the bottom was the ultimate catalyst for his later professional redemption. The stadium lights eventually fade, and for these legends, the challenge of maintaining their hard-earned wealth proved far more difficult than any defense they faced on Sunday. These stories aren't just about losing money, they are about the fragility of a life built on the assumption that the checks will never stop coming. The transition into the real world is a ruthless game of its own, one where reputation, trust, and reckless ambition can become the ultimate liabilities. Which of these financial disasters do you find the most alarming? Tell us in the comments. Hit that like button if you appreciate these deep dives, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss our next look into the hidden and often tragic side of professional sports.